Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of MHSDUMB. Here we are for episode 2, position papers and just research in general. How are we going to do that? You will find out in this video, and here's the 3 things that we're going to be going through. First off, we're going to go, how do we start our research? Second off, we're going to go, what's a good position paper look like? And third, of course, we're going to end with a terrible position paper that I wrote in my first year. So stay tuned. Right now we're just going to jump into how to start. Let's go. Alrighty guys, here we are on the Volman home page. As you can see, it's pretty barren compared to ours. I'm just saying, I mean, you can look right here, like, wow, that is beautiful. I mean, who did that? I wonder who. Anyway, so the Volman website is set up in just one big page where you kind of just scroll down. I mean, you can see here, like if you click about, it'll click there, and then details, and then like it's just a whole big thing. But this is the best way to start when you're starting a paper. So every single committee, I'm sure you know this, some people don't, that's okay. Every single committee starts with a topic guide, and that basically outlines what your problem is, what's the situation, what's the background, etc., etc. Crisis and GA committees have both of these. I mean, you can see, obviously it's a very limited number this year because they're a smaller conference, but it's really easy to find and just go and be good. So if we click on our background guide here, this is just for dissect because it's basic and easy. You can easily see that they've set up a bunch of information for you and a table of contents, which is really nice because sometimes they don't do that. So you'll get your letter from co-chair introducing you, you'll get your committee background. So that's basically the UN side of what your issue pertains to. So a lot of times, like here, they're citing a couple articles and chapters under the UN Charter and other things like that, describing the conflict. And then they'll actually introduce your actual conflict or topic, sorry. So we do have 2 topics each, just like Almond this year. And it will give you some basic information, so where it's happening, who's doing it, where it's coming from, etc., etc. And it's a good thing to look over your topic guide for both, obviously, and to read it thoroughly, because a lot of times it's very specific information, specific to the conflict, but also specific to an area of a conflict or an area of a misunderstanding or something like that. So important to look at your topic guide for both. And then here, look at your goals and questions to consider. So these are the actual questions. Hear me out when I say this. These are the actual questions that they want you to answer. So don't just go off on a limb whenever you're writing a position paper. Just be like, oh my gosh. Say it's, I don't know, who, and it's about like fighting against malaria or something, and you just start talking about COVID. Like, please don't. I mean, if it's in relation, I get it, but like, make sure that you're that was a stupid example. Make sure that you're pertaining to your actual topic and the actual questions to consider, because that's what they're looking for in the quality of a research paper, and that's what's going to win you research awards, and that's what's going to get you on the docket and set up for committee, and everybody's going to like be, well, respect you. You're going to be loved, obviously. So yeah, just look at the questions to consider and the topic goals. They are really, really important. And then they outline what you need to follow. Now, the biggest thing that I love, and we are going to look at position paper later just to see what it looks like, how it's set up. The biggest thing that I like to look at is the potentially helpful resources, or sometimes it's just called a resource page, whatever it is. This is a really big section that will help you so much. It is so hard to look up all your own sources, especially if your country is like, I hate to say it, but like not important, kind of. I mean, every country is important, obviously, but here is, they have taken time to set up a couple of sources for you that are going to be really helpful and that are going to help you set up your paper for success. So go through all the resources for each, and look, it's for both, because this is just for topic A. Topic B has their own sources. I mean, look at this. You literally just click it and it takes you there. It's wonderful. So look through your topic guide. It's really important. You're going to find the introductory to the committee. You're going to find the actual information about the topic and where it's from and what it's related to. And you're also going to find those really, really helpful sources and your questions. I forgot to mention that, but your questions as well. So really, really important that we look at our background guide to start our research. Alrighty guys, here we are. We're going to be looking at my actual position paper from this last year for my dissect committee at Altman, what it looked like, how I researched it, what happened. So if you can see here, it's really, really easy. You got your CST or CCT in this case, country, committee, and topic. So that's always a great way to start. It's a very important way to start actually, because they're looking for that, and you kind of have to have it. Just as a forward before we talk about this, your position paper is not supposed to be shared with everybody else. So your position paper is for you to be set up for a committee. So yes, the chairs will see this, and yes, they'll judge it, but like, this is just for you to help you. This is your research. It's as good as you want to make it, or as bad as you want to drag it down. So if you are really invested in a topic and you really want to be set up for a committee, I would highly suggest that you write a position paper that's 2 pages long. Again, it doesn't matter about length. I know a lot of people ask about length, but it really doesn't. 1 to 2 pages. Just make sure that there's an adequate amount of information there. But you really, really, really want to make sure that the information that you put in here is not just like filler words like your resolution. So your resolution, you can kind of fill in a couple of parts. And I know we said that we don't really want to have all filler words, but you can at some places if you want to just make sure that you have as strong of a paper as possible. Here, every single word should count. Like genuinely, you want to make sure that every single word that you put on this page is for you to help you to know about what your topic is and to reference if you need to, in committee actually. So you can see here, it's not too long, like it's like a page and a half, but it's got an adequate amount of information, and I've got my own sources. So your sources should be in MLA format. There we go. MLA format at the bottom as footnotes, or sometimes I've seen people put them in parentheses. Don't really recommend that. For now, we're just going to say footnotes. So make sure that all your sources for everything is as a footnote. And here's kind of the basic setup, the way that I like to do it. So you can see here, my first kind of paragraph here is just outlining the topic itself. And how it's kind of like important in North Korea. And you kind of want to say that because you want to make sure that you're establishing your tone for the position paper, kind of. That sounds kind of stupid, but like genuinely, like you want to make sure that you're you're directing the position paper in the correct way. So here is what else you are supposed to do. Sorry, I'm like filling in words today. Golly. So what I like to do in my little second part here is make sure that I cite all past UN related documents. So you can cite treaties, you can cite protocols, you can cite conventions, you can cite articles, you can cite anything you want to from the history in the 40s all the way up till now. So here I'm citing a specific UN treaty from 1995 about protocol on directed energy weapons. And that is just one example of how you can do it. Another way you could do it would be by actually taking a quote from a document and citing it in that way from the actual document itself, and using that to support your position and like to reinforce what you're trying to talk about. So after you talk about UN related documents, important documents related to your country and the actual issue at hand, then you can move into more application stuff. So application stuff includes how your country has developed an idea or contributed to it or gone against it or been for it or any of the above. If it pertains to your country, it's really, really good. So that's kind of like your history. That's kind of like my page 1 here. So you've got your introduction, the UN related documents, and then you've got your actual North Korea or country-related topics. So moving on, after that, you're going to go into your actual position. So this is where you're going to outline what your country thinks of the situation, what they think could be done about it, what they think they couldn't be done about it, what has been done in the past that they agree with, what has been done in the past that they don't agree with, warnings, you name it. If you can put it in there and it's actually relevant to this topic, please. So like for here, the biggest thing for the North Koreans in this topic was how they hated that South Korea was developing their own little directed energy weapon system. So I'd kind of denounced them in the position paper, but I'm not taking an active approach. So an active approach is like denouncing. That's a resolution paper language. Here, you're just trying to outline for yourself, again, for yourself, what it looks like for you. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This is what an actual position paper looks like. It's not that hard, guys. It's not, the reason why this video isn't as long as the last one is because it's not as hard to explain. But you're able to outline it pretty quickly and get going really quickly if you have good research. So we'll talk about that later, but just keep that in mind as we're going forward. Good research as we look at this next one, which may not be as great. All right, guys, here we are with our worst position paper that I may have ever written. It was my Dissect Mexico from 2023 at Altman itself. Same exact committee, very, very similar topic. You can see a big difference. Now, I will say, as a forward, again, a lot of forwards in this video, if your topic does not have a lot of info pertaining to your actual country, you're not cooked. You just have to kind of lean into the stuff that you find, and then just like dig as deep as you can and give as much information as you can. So here, I didn't really do that. I had like two sources, not even outlined properly. I mean, you can see here my works cited page. That is another thing you can do. You can do a works cited page. I would really recommend it. Also, my formatting is really wrong here. You can see like all different fonts, or not fonts, but all different like sizes and stuff. It's just not great. Just footnotes look clean. That's the best way I can put it, is that they look good. They look professional. They look like you know what you're doing. You can do a works cited page. I would personally do the footnotes page, or footnotes at the bottom of your page. Anyway, so you move down the list, and you can see that there's only 3 paragraphs here. And that's okay in certain situations. If you like have a ton of information inside of your paragraphs, you can say a lot and you can mean a lot. However, here I'm not really meaning a lot or saying a lot. So I followed a similar format. You can see I kind of introduced Mexico and its problems. And then I did cite some UN related things like committees, and a statement from Mexico, like in the past. And then I did kind of end it in 2 sentences with Mexico's like opinion on the topic. So the actual setup is there. It's just, you can see clearly, it's like plain as can be. There's nothing here. I can't support my argument with this. I can't go forward with this. This is not going to help me in, like in debate. Also, I don't know if you noticed at the top, it's CCDT. I don't like that. I like CCT or CST, either one of those. We do not put our names on things. That's kind of unprofessional. No wonder I didn't make the docket. Don't do that. Please don't do that. That's formatting. It's a big thing, so don't do that. Anyway, you can see, like, there's no information. I'm already expressing my opinion in the first part. The actual bulk of the second paragraph is just quotations. It's not actually analysis. And then obviously my third paragraph does not contain any really strong positions that I can defend in committee. It's kind of just like a blatantly obvious statement that I just made up. Also, make sure, we're just going on a limb here. Make sure that your statements are actually true. Don't look up some sketchy thing on Wikipedia that's not actually true that some dude in the middle of Arkansas wrote, okay? You want to make sure that your things are true. Make sure that your sources are credible. I know every single English teacher you've ever had has always said that. But like genuinely, it matters because these people that we participate with in Model UN know their stuff, and they know what looks right and what doesn't look right and what sounds right and what doesn't sound right, and they do actually look at your sources. So please lock in your research with stuff like that, specifically in this paper. I know you guys are great about it, but I really wasn't. Okay, so we are going to do a quick summary and then we'll end the video. It's pretty short today. Alrighty guys, to wrap up the video pretty quickly, we're just going to go through 3 quick things on how to be successful in your research. So the first one obviously is topic guides. Topic guides are very, very important because they introduce the topic to you, they outline all your problems, and they provide many, many sources for you to have to research your actual paper. A big thing about research, we do not want to see an overuse of ChatGPT or Wikipedia. Make sure that your sources are credible and true, and make sure that they actually pertain to your topic and are not just willy-nilly. Some dude from Arkansas wrote them. So actual ways that we can write our position papers: you're going to start with an intro, you're going to move to UN related topics, and then you're going to finish out with your position. And again, that length does matter, but it doesn't matter a ton. But make sure that you're concise with your words, as every single word counts. And that is our little tiny summary review. Alrighty everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to email me all the time. I'm going to put my email right here. And if you really want to get some more resources about position paper writing, they'll be on our website. Website right here, QR code right here. As always, visit our Canvas page for any and all announcements about the future. Look out for our fundraising information. That's going to be on the 14th for you guys. And then also make sure that you're getting on your paper. We're going to be releasing our assignments very soon, and you will see them, and it'll be great, and you'll love your assignment. Obviously, we didn't get all the countries that we wanted. We were assigned really randomly this year, so it's a little bit different. But just lock in for that. They'll be out very soon. Again, like and subscribe for this video so that you can receive all future Mush Done episodes. And I will see you guys in the next one. It'll be coming out next weekend. See you. Wow, that was great, wasn't it?